Heated debate early and learned that necessity of processing knowledge to back up his arguments. And I'm told that Gene today reads 4 newspapers every day. He reads countless books, magazines to prepare himself to lead provocative and courageous discussions on KGO Radio's The Gene Burns program. Now, Gene has frequently used radio to educate listeners about mental health issues and the need to reduce and eliminate the stigma of mental illness. I'd like you to take a look and watch this 90-second video, and you can really appreciate Gene's influence.
First, let me say thank you for this award. It's quite meaningful coming as it does from your organization, which has such a great reputation. I also apologize for my inability to be with you in person. My schedule is just jammed. However, I do want to say that in this day of diminished public resources, organizations such as yours are vitally important, and all the work we can do together is very, very meaningful for the community we serve. I'm reminded of what Senator Ted Kennedy said in eulogizing his brother Robert. He said, "Each time a man stands up for an idea or moves to improve the lot of others, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope, and crossing each other from a million centers of energy and daring. These ripples can build a tide that will sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and tyranny, and, I might add in my own words, change our society." I very much appreciate your work in doing that, and once again, I'm honored to receive this award.
Gene Burns Award, thank you, and Joel will accept.
Thank you. Gene asked me to come and accept this award on his behalf because I have a personal connection to this sort of organization. You said you're the oldest. Mine is the youngest. My younger brother, Michael, who's a fantastic individual, enormously artistic, presented when he was about 19 years old. He was living with me away at university, and I was jealous, as an older sibling would be, of his incredible talents. And I would come home from school and go back to school, and all the while he was painting. And I thought, what commitment? And he was painting. And I thought, what commitment? And he was painting. And so we learned in the not so distant future that this was a big deal and there was a problem going on. And there were lots of struggles that went along and lots of wonderful people who helped along the way. But my parents were such an important part of this, and the rest of my family as well. So from one person with a large family, with a younger brother, I thank you for this award, for Gene.
Momentum's Special Achievement Award. Let's see, Patty Fisher. Will you come up here, please? Before joining the Health Trust as their Director of Policy and Communications, Patty Fisher was best known for her 30 years covering Silicon Valley and reporting in a courageous and provocative fashion, reporting on the community for the San Jose Mercury News. As an editorial writer and a local columnist, she was drawn to issues affecting children and families, child care, welfare reform, teen suicide, and mental health care. Her work has been recognized with numerous honors, including the National Casey Medal for Meritorious Journalism for distinguished coverage of disadvantaged children, young people, and families. And in 2010, she received the California Newspaper Publishers Association Award for Best Column. In 2009, she received a Community Merit Award from NAMI of Santa Clara County. And as importantly, Patty Fisher, like me, has the good taste to reside in Palo Alto. Patty Fisher.
Thank you, Ladoris. It's really nice to be on the stage with you, and I'm not interviewing you, and you're not debating you either. I really feel so honored to be here tonight. When I was a columnist for the Mercury News, I always figured that when it came to advancing the cause of mental health, I had the easy job. The people who had the hard jobs were the ones who were out there every day caring for their loved ones and the clients and doing the really difficult work, the difficult emotional work. All I had to do was write about them, which was really pretty easy. So it's in that spirit that I want to thank you and Momentum for Mental Health for this beautiful award, which is really beautiful.
Right here. There you go.
Oh, gosh, I get to hold it.
Yeah.
Maybe you better hold it.
Okay.
I'm really good at dropping
Okay.
things. But I also want to thank all the people who shared their stories with me over the years about how mental illness changed their lives. I remember the mother who described her teenage son's descent into schizophrenia. One day he was a high school star applying to Ivy League colleges, and the next day she found him alone in the garage banging his head against the wall. And then there was the woman who told me that she was forced to divorce her husband because the treatment for his bipolar disorder, which wasn't covered by his insurance, was threatening to drain all the money that she and her children had to live on. And then there was the father who stood by helplessly as his son, a veteran suffering from PTSD, robbed pharmacies to get prescription drugs while he waited for the VA to give him treatment. I always appreciated the courage that these people showed in talking to me and agreeing to go public with their stories. But it always made me angry that people needed courage to talk about mental illness. I mean, if their loved ones had suffered from cancer or heart disease, they wouldn't have had to hide it. They wouldn't have felt like they were keeping a secret or telling something out of school. So why should diseases of the brain be any different? But I'm old enough to remember the days when cancer was only talked about in whispers. So I have a lot of hope that the inspiring work of organizations like Bring Change to Mind, which is amazing, and legislators like our own Jim Bell, and people in this room can work together to continue to build momentum for mental health awareness so that all people will feel free to share their stories and to get the help they deserve. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The Award of Excellence tonight goes to El Camino Hospital, and we have 3 people, I believe, tonight who will come up and accept the award on behalf of the hospital: Cecile Currier, Barbara Avery, and Lori Withers. If you all will come up now. So, that's fine, you come right up. So this Award of Excellence is recognized by Momentum, and it goes to El Camino Hospital. El Camino Hospital is dear and near to my heart because I left my uterus there in the early 1990s. So, it's true. El Camino Hospital is a not-for-profit organization with hospital campuses in Mountain View and in Los Gatos. And their mission is to improve the health and well-being of the community. And they've been doing this for nearly 50 years. In 2009, they established a partnership with Momentum for Mental Health and the La Selva Group to offer mental health services through the RotaCare. In partnership with La Selva Group, El Camino Hospital works to provide case management and psychiatric services for clients who do not have public or private insurance. It works like this. Clients first approach El Camino Hospital for services, and if they need to be hospitalized, they are then referred to RotaCare. And RotaCare is currently serving approximately 75 clients on an ongoing basis. And this is a really big and, there is no charge to the clients because El Camino Hospital pays the program for all of their services. So the award tonight of excellence goes to El Camino Hospital.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much on behalf of El Camino Hospital. I really appreciate this award. And actually, our RotaCare clinic is a free community clinic, and we see about 3,000 patients a year. It is for people that have no insurance at all, and we provide about 16,000 services to those 3,000 patients. And we did identify several years ago the need for mental health services for patients that would come to the RotaCare clinic and had serious mental health needs, and we didn't have the services to provide them with that care, and we made the agreement with Momentum for Mental Health, and it's been a very outstanding partnership. We've been just so delighted with the quality of the care, the responsiveness of the care, and the tremendous compassion and energy with which the staff takes care of these patients. And I want to really thank Jim Millsap, who's been our key point of contact, and we just had a wonderful experience in working with Momentum. Can't thank you enough for the good work you've done. Thank you.
So we have the final total. We got a total of all the money given. I want to tell you, last year I emceed this program. We had a luncheon, so we had a very short window of time in which to get collections. And at Momentum last year, we generated over $10,000. This year, you all, the kindness of your hearts, have given to the fund $12,703. Thank you.
I hope you know how grateful Momentum is for your support and your attendance. I'm going to remind you again, we're counting on you going forward as well. I really want to thank all of you for coming. We're coming down the home stretch here, so bear with me just a few more minutes. I especially want to thank the Shining Stars Committee that put this event together. Awesome people, worked so hard. And among those awesome people, there's one awesome woman who's helped with all of our events for a number of years and helped us continually improve and get better and better. She's a real keeper, and I hope she helps us with events next year. Not only does she help us with events, but she makes me look much better than I am. She's my executive assistant, Alethea Ramirez. Please give her a hand. I see you looking around for her, and there she is. Raise your hand, Alethea. Everybody that works at Momentum knows her and treasures her work and contributions. I'm glad you've had a chance to recognize her as well. So that's it for my part tonight. Whew. It's a wonderful event, but I can't say I'm not sweating like a pig and really, really nervous. So I'm going to stop now and turn it over to another star who's been with us throughout the years. And before she makes some final remarks, which I'm sure are going to be a combination of awesome and humor and who knows what, maybe a little provocative, I think it's really important for all of us to try to hang on to this mood, this feeling. I recognize you all have lives, other things to do, but please, when you talk to friends, families, coworkers, neighbors, I would love it if you would tell them about this event, the impact it had on you. This is how to change the world and to get the word out. Don't sit around and feel helpless. We're not helpless. We can do things, and we can do more things together than we can do by ourselves. So, if you had a good time and you think if we invited you back, you might come, could you please raise your hand? Yes, I was hoping for that. And I was hoping for that too. All right. It always takes more than one person to pull something off well. And Dolores, even though it's not her job, has been kind of managing me tonight and helping me keep it together. And she's reminded me that we're going to have a drawing here. Because we've collected some business cards, it looks like. And I need an impartial person. How about Pam? Come on up. Can you reach in there and not pull out your husband's card? Don't understand why my name's not here. Sam Wood from Campbell, California. You're the lucky winner of some Sharks tickets this evening. I know because she's behind me, I can feel her eagerness to get to the microphone. But I'm not going to let her get to the microphone until I thank her one more time. And I'd like to give her a little token of our appreciation as well. And please join me in thanking Ladoris as well.
And Barbara Zenz, come on up here. As I said, Barbara Zenz is the chair of the Shining Stars Committee and is on the board of directors. And Momentum says thank you to you for all you've done.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I just want to say that it takes a village to make this happen. And I want to thank the team at the Stevens Group that is so supportive of getting things done that we need to make happen to make events like this happen, and also to thank the Momentum staff and team for everything that they do, because what you see here tonight is really a result of their hard work. And thank you all for coming and being a part of the spark that inspires all of us. Thanks.
So, as you leave here tonight, please do drive safely. And let me tell you this, that there is no question but that with hard work like that of the Close family, and like that of Momentum for Mental Health, and like that of all of you Momentum supporters, there is no question but that the stigmas attached to mental illness will disappear. An interaction that I had several years ago made it clear to me that all biases, be they against the mentally ill, against women, against people of color, all can be eradicated in our lifetime. I had just arrived at my younger daughter's child care center in Palo Alto after a long day at work at the courthouse. I was tired and I was not in the greatest of moods. And as I walked to her little classroom, I crossed this blacktop play area where two little boys were busily riding their tricycles. Both were white. One had blonde hair and the other was redheaded, and they were about 5 or 6 years old. And as I approached them, they stopped riding their trikes and looked up at me. The blonde child pointed his finger at me and said to his friend, "Is that your mom?" So I was just like, oh, God, I do not want to deal with this. I do not need this. This is all I need. So I continued walking, and I kind of held my breath. And as I passed by them, the redhead to whom we'd been talking looked up at me, stared at me for a quick second, and said to his friend, "No, my mom doesn't wear her hair like that." The heroes were those little boys on their trikes, and their parents and their teachers who taught them to see beyond skin color and beyond bias. That is why I have hope, and that is why I encourage all of you wonderful people to just keep on triking. Thank you all.